Hey guys, it's Dylan, and today I'm going to be making a video on me installing the 1969 Camaro drop-off panels. So, in my latest video, I did do the hinge install on the Camaro, just got the quarters and stuff off. As you can see, I did leave out 2 welds here. Going to weld those up now that I have access. You really have no access when you have everything installed in here. I honestly don't know, even if you have to crawl up into here or maybe get in through that side, if you don't have the backseat brackets on it, you could probably weld that up, but it is much easier to have the quarters off to get to those 2 welds. But anyways, aside from that, I'm going to get the places prepped for the drop-off panels. So I've already done my sanding and grinding and then weld through where it's going to go. But as you can tell from this, it's going to go in and it's going to weld up all across the top here. And then on the inside, you're going to have your rear body panel, your inner structure rear body panel weld to it from here. So I am going to punch some holes through this all the way out to match this contour here. I did have an issue where I don't know if it's the drop-offs printed wrong or maybe it was hit in this corner a little bit. Kind of looks like it. We had to cut this and split it a little bit to get the curve to kind of match the contour of the quarter panels, because this piece here actually you weld your quarter to it, so you need to make sure this is all welded in really nice, because your outside quarter edge, let's see if I can show you it over here. This part here actually welds to the drop-off panel. So make sure that is ground down on each side too. So like I said multiple times, I did grind both sides here so I can get a spot welder up in here. But for now, I'm going to start by popping my holes. As you see, I marked about, I would say roughly 1.5 inches, 2 inches. They already came with 1 hole in it from AMD. This is the AMD rear trunk floor. So I'm already gonna pop my holes down here. I did set some screw guide holes. If you can see the one there, I have one right here and then one right there. So that should help me get it aligned pretty well. I did test fit the quarters and mocked everything up before, because if these are off, you're gonna have a weird gap between the rear body and the quarter going down there. So it's pretty malleable. You'll be able to play with it and stuff. We actually had to take a 2x4 and kind of lay it on its side and then bend this edge to kind of contour. Let's see if I can show it with my hands. I just need like 4 hands here. I had to contour it like a V. So it kicked it up in the middle here, just so it would match the contour of the wheel tub. So as you can see, this wheel tub is off just a little bit. I think it's AMB stamping that I'm just gonna have to cut pretty much that much off, but that's where it's gonna go down on it. So I'm just gonna punch some holes or drill some holes through that, weld that up. On the other side, it was a much better fit. Whereas you can see, the only place that's overhanging is right here, but I did match my holes right here. As you can see, I'm going down. But anyways, I'm gonna get that going, punch these holes out, grind my edges, and I will get back to you guys when I have them test fit in the car. All right, I've got my panels prepped up. I did grind this edge down a little bit. I put weld through primer on the back side of this piece, and obviously on the top piece of that. And now we have it in place. Looks pretty good. I only have 1 vice grip on right here, but it will close up that gap for sure. I had an issue right here where the rear body or inner structure rear body wasn't mating up to this little flange, so I did have to beat it in just a little bit, but it shouldn't mess up anything. This is all pretty malleable, so we will be able to like bend it over and fit your quarter pretty well. But this definitely, it's been tricky just this side. As you can see, my screw's a little sideways in there. It's not straight anymore, but shouldn't be a big deal. I can make this work for sure. So now I'm just going to weld this one up. I'll show you guys where I got on this panel. This is the passenger side. As you see, I ground down and put some weld through on these holes here. And I did not do this side because this side will be exposed. I am going to prep all these tomorrow with epoxy, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, put weld through along the top, the inside ledge, outside ledge, and then that's going to get some primer, but I'm gonna weld it first and then I'll put it on. I punched some holes out where it welds to the back of the trunk floor, and we should be ready to go now. So crank on this welder. If you guys are in the market for a welder, I think this is the LE3 1MP. It does TIG and MIG. One of the best welders I've ever used, so highly recommend Lincoln Electric LE3 1MP. MP, I think, is the multi-purpose for the TIG and MIG aspect of it. So gonna get these things welded in and I'll get right back at you guys. Drop-off panel is welded in for the driver's side. Don't mind the sound watching Formula Drift on the TV, but got it welded all the way across. The drop-off panel gave me a bit of an issue here, but once I started getting some heat in the metal, I was able to beat it over and it worked really well. And actually everything came out awesome, to be honest. Every weld never had like a drop or anything happen with the welds. This side could have been a little bit better, but it's still not bad. Very happy with it. And then right up on the front right here, as you can see, it was just 2 at the bottom and then 3 up here. I did work on the ledge here a little bit just to make sure it was pretty curved and while the metal was warm, and it worked out well. I have the passenger side set up and ready to go, so I'm just gonna weld this up. It is right now almost 12 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna get this knocked out. Trying to grind this out so tomorrow I can get the car in epoxy. So let me get this knocked out and I'll get right back to you guys. And they're welded in. So passenger side is done. I had a couple issues just up at the top, but overall my welds went on pretty easily. I was pretty happy with them. Same with here. Give it a little bottom and side shot. And then one into the wheel well. The only thing I really recommend when doing something like this is to make sure you have really long vice grips. So this one came in handy a lot because it got far enough in there. Same with that one. It's about the same length, but just not as wide of a pitch for this one here. I was able to clamp right up under here, whereas my little box ones could only get to about here. So the longer ones really helped me pull that up and get that nice. So one more look at them. Driver's side came out awesome. And the passenger side. So that should give me the motivation tomorrow to hopefully get this epoxy primer on. I'm just gonna scuff everything one more time and take some prep all over there and put it on it. And then tomorrow I should have this thing sprayed in. I will do some seam sealer, as you can see. I'm gonna seam seal all of this, seam seal that ledge, and really anywhere that needs it. Then I'm gonna lay the epoxy. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like down below, and I will catch you guys soon with the epoxy video. Thanks, guys.